Good morning and welcome to yet another exciting edition of our newspaper review on AC TV. On today's segment of the program, we shall be looking at a lump sum of newspapers and the screaming headlines. My name is Alvin Itiakoso. Here with me in the studio is Patrick Idowu.
Thank you, Alvin. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Patrick. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Mr. Patrick Idowu is a social commentator and analyst. Patrick Idowu will be throwing light on most of the screaming headlines in the newspapers we have on today's review. Mr. Patrick, you're welcome.
Thank you, Alvin.
Okay, Mr. Patrick, we have so many screaming headlines on today's dailies. First, let's look at the Punch newspaper. On the Punch newspaper, we have Labour suspends strike. OPS stakeholders tackle NLC TUC. How do you look at that? Is it a good one or?
Yeah, it's a welcome development that at last I think common sense finally prevailed yesterday. And yesterday the NSA convened a meeting with the organized private sector that included the TUC and the NSA. So after the meeting, they were able to reach a truce, and so the NSA now announced that they are going to suspend the strike. But for me, I think the strike is ill-conceived. Is it anyway, and for NSC to now go on a strike because of the treatment they meted out to their president in Imo State, it's unacceptable to me. I think it's unacceptable. I condemn it totally because it is uncalled for. Because how will you put Nigeria? Do you know what people went through in that 2 days? The whole country was plunged into darkness. As in national grid was shut down. Everything. The airport. What's that? Going forward, NSA should take a look at, as in they should reflect on their activities, as in this route that they are going through, as in they are following, is not going to go well for the labor movement going forward, because Nigerians will not take them for serious any longer. Because like I said earlier, what do they achieve within these two? What are they able to achieve any tangible thing within these 2 days? They now call off the strike that you have achieved the objective?
Are you saying?
Are you now saying that if they did not call off the strike, the government will not apprehend those who meted that who miss, as in those who beat Ajero in Imo State? Is it must we go on a strike before government will do their job?
Okay, let's look at some key points from your analysis. You just mentioned that Ajero has political ambition and
he has an interest.
So when you say political ambition, how exactly do you mean?
Labour Party contested in Imo State. They have a candidate in Imo State, and Ajero and I think the Labour Party candidate, one Achuno, I don't know, maybe I get the name right. One Mr. Achuno in Imo State. Imo State is related to Ajero. Ajero is from Imo State. It's related to the Ajero in Imo State. So Ajero now what Ajero just did is he just immobilized the entire labor movement in Imo State.
So are you saying that he's partisan?
That was what happened. That was what happened. And the state government came out that they don't even have a problem. They don't have a problem. NSC can campaign for Labour Party. There is nothing wrong in that. After all, Labour Party is an offshoot of NSC. Is a party that was created to work with NSC. There is nothing wrong in that. What the state government is now saying that Ajero should not be seen to be
in the spotlight.
Yes, you cannot be saying that just because Labour Party is contesting in Imo State, you are now saying that the state government is owing backlog of salary. They will not pay salary. That is what the state government. You cannot be saying that. This thing is not true.
So you're saying, after all, the industrial action is not mutually beneficial for the downtrodden or Nigerians
What?
in
Let me
general?
ask you: do you get anything in that 2 days? What did you? What has anything tangible be achieved in that 2 days? What, even before that strike, before that 2 day, that their 2 day strike, a liter of fuel, a liter of fuel was selling at 610, 615. Now today, I don't even have a fuel as of today. So what's the essence of that strike?
Okay, well, that's the good one there from Mr. Patrick Idowu. Up next, we have Labour Party welcomes Atiku's merger proposal. NNPP gives condition. This is also coming from the Punch. Mr. Idowu, what do you
I
make of
said
that?
it yesterday. I was on this on what yesterday. I think I said something like that. That the proposal that Atiku gave, that the opposition parties need to come together to defeat the ruling party. That proposal, I think the opposition party, they have to take it very, very seriously, because going forward, if they did not work in tandem with each other, as in there is no way they are going to defeat this ruling party. That is work. So they have to sit down, reflect about it, confront the APC,
Form a
to
formidable
form
force.
a formidable force. As in, he knows what he's doing, and I think that's the right thing to do. But a caveat: they must be able to, like I said earlier, they will be, if they did not put their interest, as in, the front burner of the discussion now should not be that I will be the presidential candidate of that merger. So nobody should dictate anything to any. All the parties should come to, as in, they should come to the table with a clean hand, with a clean
strategy.
with a clean motive. It's not that no, this is what I want to get from this merger, this is what I will get from. No, that one shouldn't be isn't a part of the agenda right now. What should be part of agenda now is that they should be able to set their assumption. That is what Nigeria want to hear now. If they can do that, they have a chance. This is politics after all. Anything can happen in politics.
Well, thank you very much. Now, moving on, we're still looking at headlines from the Punch newspaper. From the Punch, still on the Punch, we have World Bank disburses $300 million palliative loans to Nigeria.
Yeah,
this is a huge one.
it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's huge. It's not huge because we've been hearing that before. This is not the first time we've been hearing about loan. And this is a government. This, I don't even know. This government came and said that they are not going to be borrowing loans, because if you look at the loan profile of Nigeria, we are not doing well at all. As in, the last government borrowed a lot of loans, and this government came in and they said they are not going to be borrowing loans. But this one now is coming from the World Bank. But I think what is most important here is, as in, this loan should be able to get to the people downtrodden, because they said it's for palliative, right?
Yes, exactly.
For, as in, to leave this loan should be able, they should find, as in, they should deploy any mechanism, whatever they want to do. This loan should be meant for the people that really need this loan. They should be able to get it, to access it. I think that's the most important here.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Idowu, for this wonderful insight. It's been a very wonderful analysis from Mr. Idowu. Okay, let's take a breather. When we return, we'll be discussing more headlines from some of the newspaper we have here in the studio. Thank you very much. Social commentator and analyst Patrick Idowu, thank you so much for
thank you, Avin. Thank you.
Hanging on. So moving on, we still on the Punch newspaper, we have misinformation threat to Nigeria, says Tinubu. This is coming from the Punch newspaper. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has decried the high level of false narrative and misinformation in threatening the fabric that holds the nation together. What do you make of this?
Yeah, something on social media, I should be able, as in, people should be able to hold me accountable for what I said. As in, as in, you cannot just come to social media and just misinform people and just disseminate wrong information and go scot free. People should be able to, as in, there should be a penalty if you are misinforming people. People should be able to pay the price of that. The president is right, because I can tell you for free, if we did not do something about misinformation, disinformation, a lot of fake news on social media, if we did not do something about it, that means we are sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and which is not going to go well for the country. Because the rate at which information flows, as in, before, if you throw something on social media now, a lot, and it's a narrative that a lot of people like to believe wrong, as in information.
Mr. Patrick, you're right about that, but I think let's not narrow it down to the social media. We have other platforms, even the conventional media houses. Like, let's relate to the issue of um, CNG. Other media platforms are saying CNG conversion would cost 600,000 naira, which I think it's not true. Yes, because during the conversion, in the various conversion centers in Lagos, Abuja, and Kaduna states, the presidential, the program director on presidential initiative, or the presidential CNG initiative, engineer Michael Oluwagbemi, had said it will cost from two
More
faster.
than the
And
normal story.
this has actually proliferated most of the social media platforms on Facebook and
That's
the
what I'm
rest of it.
saying. That's what they want to go elaborate, as it didn't went deep into what the program director said. He just picked those one out because the one he pick out, they want to use it, and it is very sensational. It's a sensational one, and they achieve their objective because they were able to generate traffic to their site, and people were able to comment. That's what the president was telling them yesterday. That, see, guys, you have to stand up to your profession. You have to do what is necessary. You don't have to misinform people to sell your newspaper, as in to make your your news media more popular. Just do what is necessary. Do your job professionally. I think I align with the Mr. President.
And reportage has to do with accuracy, has to
Object
do with
you just
objectivity,
objectivity, you have
yeah,
to
and
bring in
all
the
of that.
objective, because if you are biased, if people see you that you are biased, you are not objective in your analysis, you are not objective in your coverage, in your as in your news coverage, that means that is not journalism. People will not even take it seriously. So the president is right.
So thank you very much, Mr. Patrick, for throwing light on that. Now, moving on to Daily Sun, we have Nigeria sliding into totalitarianism. This statement is credited to the People's Democratic Party. What do you have to say about that,
Yeah,
Mr. Patrick?
I don't know how much such a party seriously. How do you want to take them seriously? The PDP is still criticizing the same party that you have your member, that your member is serving in that party. You are still criticizing. So how do you correct? See, PDP should just allow us to rest, and they should concentrate on what, as in, they need to build the
Let the
party.
downtrodden breathe.
They just need to build the party. They need to build the party. The party needs to build the party. Need rebranding. PDP itself, they need rebranding, because as of today, Nigeria, I don't think Nigeria will take them
Okay,
serious.
before we move on to sports, on the final notes, moving on to the Nation newspaper, we have governorship poll. Kogi youths storm INEC headquarters. Back election outcome. Youths of Kogi State on Wednesday marched to the headquarters of the Independent National.
Yesterday, I think that newspaper should have said supporters of APC in Kogi State, youth supporter of, obviously they are supporters of
yes, exactly.
the party that won. So I think they are just celebrating their party. It's normal. It's normal to, as in, it's part of the euphoria of victory. He's celebrating the victory of APC, the victory of Usman Ododo, the candidate of APC,
APC.
that won the election. It's normal. It's normal to jubilate. They have to jubilate. They've worked for it. The party has worked for it, and the party has emerged victorious at the polls. So the youth that came out to celebrate, I think is in order. I don't think anything spectacular about that. It's a normal thing to celebrate. So, but above the celebration, our challenges that are ahead of him are quite enormous. So he should just sit up and brace up for for those challenges, because the people of Kogi State deserve better. They are expecting much from him, as in much is being expected from him, from the civil servant, the market women, as in everybody in Kogi State will not be looking forward to that administration, to the governor himself, because the governor has promised a lot during the electionary period. So it is time for him to sit down, to reflect on those things that he has promised the people and how to implement those plans for the people of Kogi State. I think that is the most important thing for him now.
Are you particularly referring to the governorship candidate, Usman Ododo?
It's not more a candidate now. It's
the
now
elect.
governor.
Yes, sorry,
I'm
governorship.
referring to the governor elect.
Governor elect.
No, because he will be sworn in January. January is just 2 months away, so it is time for him, apart from the celebration, so it is time for him to sit up and reflect on those things that he said during the electionary campaign, because I can tell you for free, like I said, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because the condition that the Kogi people are find themselves. So they are looking forward to the governor. The governor promised a lot during the electionary campaign. So it is time for him to sit up and look for a way, as in devise a means, a plan, just because people will not take excuse for they will not take any
exactly.
excuse.
If I think you're right when you say he during the last electioneering he came up with so many manifestos